So linking inputs isn't the most glamorous thing, but can really save you a lot of time when you're working in Fusion. So the idea here is that we were going to make one of the nodes kind of like the master node, like the node that is going to control all of the other node inputs. We can pick a couple of different inputs from there. And when I say inputs, I mean all of these controls over here. We can mirror those on other nodes, and they don't have to be the same node. So we can see that in this particular demonstration here, I have two text nodes, and then I also have two background inputs that we're going to be working with in here. So they're completely different types of nodes, but we can take the information that we get from one of these inputs and use it to control something else on a different node. And so what I think the easiest thing to represent this is we're going to take this first text node and we're going to have it control the other text nodes, its font, the font style, and let's do like size and tracking. And then for this other node over here, like we can see that we have this accent color. Let's have that accent green color actually copy whatever the font color is for this particular node here, right? So whatever we change here is going to get changed in the other ones dynamically. So if I ever needed to change something at a later point in time, I could change this one and then it would continuously be copied over. So let me quickly show you here. If I come into this text one, we'll come into the font. We'll just right click in here and go into publish. And then in the style for the font, we'll go publish. And then we'll come in here to the size, publish, and then the tracking, publish. I skipped over the color because this is actually a clone control. If we go over into shading, we can see that we have those same controls over here. So if I was to change this control, we would see that it changed the color over here as well. So these controls here are just a clone of some of the controls over here. And because we have red, green, blue, and alpha, we're actually going to use these parameters to change one of the backgrounds. So we'll come into here and we'll just go publish, 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 and publish. Now I have a bunch of things published in this project already because I added in modifiers and those use different publishing. So it might get a little confusing, but hopefully you can follow along and it doesn't get too bad. So let's first go into having this accent color follow the same color as this text one node. So we'll come down here to the background. And in here we have the red, green, blue, and alpha as well. We'll just right click in here and we'll go to connect with. And remember we were working on text one, and here we have those controls here as well. So I'm just going to go in, currently clicked on red. So let's go in and have that connect up to that red control. And we'll go into here and have this connected up to the green and then the blue. And these controls, we can always change how they're connected. So if we accidentally connect them up incorrectly, we can go in and change that. So now if I come over to this text one, and let's say I come over here and I'm just working in here, anytime I change this, we can see that we're changing that background color as well, right? So now we have controls for that accent color. Now, if I was to add an animation on here, those would also be copied over, and that node will always follow that same stuff. So if I come over here now, it's the same sort of thing. I come into here, connect with text one, and this is kind of filtered down because these can only have very specific parameters, but we'll go into font and then we'll come into here as well and do the style. And I believe that we were also going to do the size as well, size and then the tracking. And just that easy. There we are. Now when we come into here, we can see that we can actually see it back there, which isn't good. So maybe using that as a control is probably a bad thing. But so now we have that. And if we were to change the font to something, it will automatically copy that over. We can also do some spacing as well if that's something that we wanted to. So that's how we'd be able to link values from one node and use them in another location. Now you could say, well, why don't you just use an instance node? Well, we could do that, but you have to remember that if we were to make an instance node, maybe I'll make a video about instance nodes if you've never heard of them. Linking an instance or having an instance node is only an instance of the same type of node. As you can see here, we have multiple types of nodes. We're using text plus nodes here and background nodes, right? So slightly different workflow and its utilization and its ability. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how you'd be able to link different inputs, and you can always create your own inputs and use those in any node to kind of run any parameter that you could think of. But I wanted to show you how you can do this because I actually had a question asked about doing something similar to this, and I didn't have a video on my website. So if you want to know more about DaVinci Resolve, I have a whole website dedicated to it. I have a bunch of courses on there as well as pre-made assets and free titles if you're interested in those. You can take a look. There's a link in the description going directly over to those different areas on the website. But hopefully you found this informational, and I will see you guys in the next one. My name's JR. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next one. See ya.